So, you want to get fit? Have we got the exercise routine of a lifetime for you? Brought to you by our friends at LensProToGo. This is the Blackmagic Ursa. Before we dive into our thoughts having used this camera for the last week, we want to set something straight right away. This is not a run-and-gun camera, but not by fault, by design. Blackmagic has created a pretty interesting all-in-one camera package for controlled shooting environments. Unlike most cameras, which come with a brain but rely heavily on peripherals and accessories, monitors, audio recorders, etc., the Ursa takes a different approach. It's an all-in-one, out-of-the-box and ready-to-go system. And by that I mean, for the most part, what you'll need either as a one-person band or as a team is built into the camera and ready to go. Whether you're filming feature films, television spots, or docs, if you're in a controlled environment, the Ursa is a pretty interesting option for your next production. Here are 5 favorite features about the Blackmagic Ursa. Ursa is built with workstations in mind. The idea with these workstations is that the camera is broken up into zones which correlate to different roles on set. On one side, you've got the DP station. Here, you've got 2 monitors and all of the controls and readouts that you'll need to not only ensure a beautiful image, but also great audio. You've got histogram, zebras, peaking, waveforms, timecode, etc. all right there and easily accessible by just a few key buttons. On the other side, you've got your camera assist and your audio station. Here you've got a 3rd monitor equipped with the same controls that the DP monitor has, but now you've got audio level readout, you've got controls for your audio, you've got a slate function, and you've also got all of your inputs and outputs. We love our Red Epic. The visuals it produces are out of this world. But one trade-off with having such a powerful machine in a smallish package is that it can be loud if you're recording for extended periods of time. Not a big deal if you're not concerned with audio, but when you are, the fan can really get in the way. The Ursa is water-cooled, which means it's quiet, dead quiet, even after you've recorded for a long period of time. This is great for tight spaces or when you're conducting long interviews where emotions can run high. The other benefit of it being water-cooled is our 3rd reason why we dig the Ursa. Blackmagic has built the system to not be a throwaway. Part of that is that the water cooling that's currently in the camera can support a much higher output sensor. Yep, you can upgrade the sensor in the Ursa. Now, it's not like an interchangeable lens mount or anything like that, but the ability to upgrade your sensor is pretty awesome. And with the Ursa, you're getting that system, one that will take you further than just current generations of cameras. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of flack for this, but hear us out. Yes, it's annoying to have to buy another set of cards, but that's a trade-off for capturing the resolution and quality of imagery that this camera outputs. And rather than being locked into a proprietary card system with CFast, you're at least going to find plenty of uses for this new breed of card outside of just the camera. The other great thing about the Ursa is that it has 2 card slots, which record automatically from one to the other when the first one fills up. No need to pause and restart. Okay, we're talking about a camera here, and at the end of the day, the visuals are incredibly important. It currently makes use of the same Super 35 sensor found in the Blackmagic production camera. You've got a beautiful 4K image that's recorded in everything from RAW Cinema DNG to ProRes, HQ, LT, Proxy, etc. You've got 60p at 4K functionality. You've got 12 stops of dynamic range and a global shutter. The combination of these make for a camera that's a great performer among the current crop of cameras, especially in the sub 6K range, as is the case for this EF mount version. Defining a camera's look is always tough and very subjective, but we found the Ursa to have a very natural and human look. It doesn't look overly digital or artifacty. Overall, you're going to be very impressed with the visuals that this camera outputs. The Ursa is not without faults, as are all cameras, and here are the 3 that we feel are most important as you look to rent or buy this camera. As we mentioned earlier, this is a controlled environment camera, and one of the biggest reasons why we feel it is this way is because it doesn't do well in low light. This isn't a deal breaker by any means, as if you can control your set and your setup of lights or modifiers, this camera performs beautifully. But when that isn't an option, this isn't the camera you're going to want to pick up. And speaking of picking up, it's heavy. Even though it's not meant to be a run-and-gun camera, it's still heavy to lug around and set up. And even more, it does require stabilizers capable of supporting its 16-pound camera-only weight. Add on a battery, a lens, a matte box, etc., and you've got a 20-pound plus camera package. That's going to rule out a lot of your setups, your tripods, your sliders, your Movi, etc., that support the cameras you typically use or rent. It's designed to be an all-in-one system, except they left out a pretty important component. an EVF. You cannot make use of the 10-inch screen when it's shoulder mounted, which means you're gonna need to make use of an external viewfinder of some sort. Now, they've included the SDI and power for one, which is great, but if they're gonna make a true out-of-the-box solution, I would have loved to have seen it complete. All in all, we're glad to see this camera hit the market. It's a unique approach and one that's very practical for several types of shoots, and it's all available for a pretty reasonable price when compared to other 4K RAW cameras. Would we own this camera? Probably not. We don't shoot, personally, in enough controlled environments to really make use of the feature set. But as a rental option at LensProToGo, it's certainly something we're going to consider on a project-by-project basis.